Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Pat Cavlin here on Plus to do a deeper dive on the all-important Easter weekend forecast. Until then, though, things pretty quiet. You know, today was a nice day, but we do work in more humidity and more heat as we get into the end of the week. Beautiful shot here this evening. West Loop looking north. There's Post Oak. And the uptown area got to 83 this afternoon, just a couple degrees warmer than where we should be this time of year. Otherwise, though, a pretty typical April day for us. We hit that high temperature just around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Boy, it could really be either way this time of year, though. I mean, we could be as cold as the 30s and as hot as the 90s. And thankfully, we weren't anywhere close to the 90s today. That will change, though, the next few days. Check this out. As we get into tonight, temperatures don't get as cool as last night. So again, woke up at 62 this morning at Bush. We had 50s, though, north and east. Tomorrow morning, mid to upper 60s and 70s at the coast. That's a sign of higher humidity. The higher the humidity, the higher the overnight temperatures. Getting into Thursday afternoon, mid 80s, a couple spots could get to the upper 80s if we get enough sunshine. I do think we'll see more cloud cover tomorrow, though, and that's a product of the extra humidity. And that will also spell warmer temperatures for Thursday night getting into Friday morning. So we go from the upper 60s to the low and mid 70s. So really muggy start to Friday, and that'll put us on a high launching pad to get temperatures into the upper 80s, maybe even a couple of 90-degree readings Friday afternoon. So the end of the week looking more like June than the middle of April. A little bit of an early start, but thankfully I don't think that kind of heat will last. All right, for tonight, though, more clouds, a little bit warmer. The boundary that brought us the slightly cooler and drier weather today, that dissipates. We get into tomorrow, it's more clouds, it's breezy as well, and it is muggy. Temperatures, again, mid to upper 80s, and then we turn hot and muggy as we get to Friday. Highs could push 90. I do think we'll see a little more sunshine for Friday than what we'll get on Thursday, but we're kind of splitting hairs. Both days, mix of sun and clouds. One day more clouds, one day more sunshine. For your Thursday, though, for the boaters, keep in mind that wind out of the south will be gusting at times. Steady, though, from the south at 15 to 20 miles per hour, so 3 to 4 foot waves on the Gulf. A little bit of a chop, no advisory issued at this point. Check in tomorrow morning, though. They may have a small craft advisory posted. Water temperatures upper 70s. There's a snapshot of wind gusts tomorrow afternoon, generally 20, 25, maybe close to 30 miles per hour, especially out on the open water. So a breezy day tomorrow, and that south wind will start to bring those humidity values up. The higher these numbers, the higher the humidity. So dew points in the 60s to near 70. A mark of some really muggy and almost tropical like air. That's going to set the stage for this, our next storm system, which unfortunately comes in for Easter weekend. So starts in the Four Corners on Friday. As we get to Saturday, there's a shower chance, but I think our better chances do come in for Sunday. Doesn't look like a washout. I do think the core of the rain stays up near that area of low pressure across the high plains, the Great Plains here, but we still will run the risk of seeing some downpours and thunderstorms, especially for the first half of the day on Sunday. Now, Saturday, the severe risk associated with these storms will be from northeast Texas back into west Texas. That will shift eastward, though, as we get to Sunday, and that does include the northern half of our area. So I don't think severe weather is going to be an issue for areas south of the city. But once you get north of the Houston metro, this is where chances do start to increase a little bit. That said, I don't think it's a severe weather outbreak. I don't even think it's a washout. But if a storm can get going, it could get feisty. So here's the timing on this Saturday first. Again, the bulk of the rain stays well north and west of the area. We could squeeze out a couple showers, maybe even a storm here at home. But it's really Sunday as the actual front comes in. And look at the line of storms here just to our west. So places like Austin, San Antonio, I mean, we're talking about a bit of a loud morning on Sunday, at least by what this model is showing. The color and the intensity of these of the radar here, the radar image really starts to diminish as the line gets closer to us. So I don't think it's going to be a crazy situation in terms of severe weather. But again, a couple of these storms, if they get going and they tap into the right environment, could get feisty here. This is Sunday morning. That's midday Sunday. And then by the afternoon, notice the bulk of the rain is to the north and to the east. We could still see a couple of showers here, but I do think the rain chances slowly start to wane as we get into the afternoon. So your Easter Sunday forecast looks like this, basically 50-50 rain chances. We may have to increase that even more as we get a little more confidence on how this evolves. Not a washout, but certainly not a dry day, and it will be the wetter of the 2 weekend days, 86 for your high temperature. And even looking beyond that, towards the end of the month, rain chances do actually trend above normal, and you'll see that in the 7-day forecast. Once we go beyond Easter Sunday, we keep the unsettled weather in play through the middle of next week. Tonight, 66 in Tomball, 68 downtown, 69 for Jacinto City. We'll do 68 for Angleton, 71 Palacios, 73 in Galveston, and then mid-60s farther north with partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, warm, humid, upper 80s, 87 on the Heights, 88 for Woodgate and Aldine, 87 for Atascocita, 83 in LaPorte, so a little bit cooler here near Galveston Bay, but pushing 90 once you get away from the water. Addicts, Mission Bend, Cypress, Tomball, Conroe as well. So everyone gets quite a bit warmer for the afternoon tomorrow. Galveston, the cooler spot, especially once that sea breeze kicks in. Here's your 7-day forecast. So we're dry through the end of the week. In fact, I do think we'll get more sunshine on Friday, but that could push us close to 90. 87 then for your Saturday, and then Easter Sunday, again, 50-50 chance for a couple of downpours and thunderstorms. We are talking about temperatures in the mid-80s, a lot of humidity. I do think the rain chance will be focused towards the first half of the day, with showers possible then as we get into the afternoon. Either way, like I mentioned, we do get into this unsettled pattern with rain chances remaining above normal as we get all the way through the middle of next week. All right, here's a recap again. If you're just joining us, let's do this all over, and we'll talk about the forecast here over the next few days. Live look again out towards the West Loop. There's Uptown, Post Oak. We're looking to the north, and it was a gorgeous day. We had a lot of sunshine, got to 83 just before 3 o'clock this afternoon, 62 your morning temperature. So it was a pretty comfortable start to the day, and it was a great afternoon, and the temperatures both close to where we should be for this time of year. As we get into tonight, we're not quite as cool though. Mid to upper 60s, 70s at the coast. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll make it into the mid and upper 80s. With some spots, if we get enough sunshine flirting with 90, I do think we'll see more cloud cover tomorrow. Watch this then. Tomorrow night into Friday morning, overnight temperatures only in the low to mid 70s. Rule of thumb, the higher the humidity, the higher the overnight temperatures. So you get the picture? As we get into Friday, the humidity really starts to ramp up. And so that's going to keep those overnight temperatures warm. And it will also make high temperatures in the upper 80s to around 90 Friday afternoon feel a little bit warmer. So a bit of a late spring feel as we get into the end of the week. Tonight, though, more clouds, a little bit warmer. Getting into tomorrow, high pressure slides to the east. So it's more clouds, it's breezy, and it is more humid. And that humidity keeps pushing onshore. So it is muggy and it is hot, but I do think we'll see more sunshine for Friday, so a mix of sun and clouds type of day. For the Mariners on Thursday, again, that south wind, 15 to 20 sustained, higher gusts, bit of a chop in the Gulf, 3 to 4 feet in the Bay, 1 to 2 feet. Water temperatures still in the mid to upper 70s. Again, there's that south wind that'll give us that chop on the Gulf tomorrow. Generally gusting between 20, 25, and 30 miles per hour. And again, higher gusts, especially coming in off the water. So that south wind off the Gulf of Mexico will start to increase humidity Thursday into Friday. Dew points in the 60s, getting close to 70. That's a mark of much more humid air and even tropical at times, especially down towards the coastal areas. That humidity will set the stage for our next storm system. That comes in as we get to Saturday and Sunday. Comes in from the Four Corners region, and here come our shower and storm chances. I do think, again, the bulk of the rainfall is up closer to that parent storm system in the Great Plains, but with this front trailing behind it, we do run the risk of some downpours and thunderstorms getting into Easter Sunday. Now, there could be some strong to severe storms with anything that develops. Saturday, that risk is going to be to our north and west in the yellow here, so I-20 and I-35, the main targets. As we get to Sunday, that shifts to the east, and that does include our northern areas. So from I-10 and points north, we at least run a slight risk of seeing some strong to severe storms. Doesn't look like a big severe weather outbreak, but definitely if a storm can get going, there's a chance it gets feisty. So here's the timing on this for Saturday. Again, I think the bulk of the activity stays across the Metroplex, I-20, west of I-35, Hill Country for Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. Can't rule out a downpour storm here, but I don't think it's anything significant. It's Saturday night and Sunday that this front really starts to tap in to all the warmth and humidity coming in off the Gulf. And so big storms along I-35 sunrise Sunday. It moves east, but it does start to kind of lose that punch. That being said, as the day goes on Sunday, we could see some of these storms turn stronger. The question just comes down to timing. This model has everything coming in first half of the day Sunday and then just tapering to showers by the afternoon. We'll see what happens, but either way, it's a 50-50 chance for downpours and storms with high temperatures in the mid-80s. A lot of humidity to deal with as we get to Sunday. Looking beyond Easter Sunday into the following week, our rain chances do stay above normal and conditions will be unsettled. You're going to notice that here in the 7-day forecast. Until then, though, we are dry. 87 for your high temperature Thursday with more clouds and more humidity. 88 still dry with sunshine on Friday. 20% shower or storm chance for your Saturday, but better rain chances as we get into Easter Sunday. About at least a 50-50 chance. High temperatures in the mid-80s with a lot of humidity. And then, again, the rest of the week staying fairly unsettled. We'll see high temperatures in the mid-80s with at least 30, 40, or 50% rain chances Monday and Tuesday getting into the middle of next week.